This Shabbat, we read in the Torah the story of Abraham being visited by God after the circumcision at 99. In the middle of his visit, when God visited Abraham and wasn't well, visiting the sick, he sees from afar he sees three people. Abraham was very hospitable and he wanted to invite them in. He didn't know that they were angels sent by God to visit him. He thought they were regular people. And here he is talking to God, a visit by God. And incredibly, the Torah tells us, he tells God to hold on and wait while he takes care of his guests. He offers them a bit of water and bread, but he ends up providing them with a lavish meal, including some tongue and mustard. At the end of his visit, which we read about Abraham's unbelievable hospitality, he runs and he prepares the food, he brings it before them, and he serves them himself, even though he has many servants, he's wealthy, but he takes care of them personally. Abraham and Sarah's chesed, kindness, was legendary. At the end of their visit, they promise him that they will have a son, a child, who was born a year later, Isaac. An incredible story, a very famous story of the beginning of our family, beginning of the Jewish nation, the first Jewish boy born, in honor and memory, in the zchus, the merit of hospitality. Judaism is based on hospitality, an open house to serve guests. Our sages tell us that Abraham used the opportunity of his hospitality to encourage people to understand what it means to believe in one God for all. The story is that Abraham would provide a lavish meal to any passers-by. He had a tent that was open on four sides, and he'd provide them with food, lodging. And at the end of their meal, he would tell them, "Thank the one who gave you the food." They would thank Abraham for the food, Abraham and Sarah, but instead Abraham says, "I'm not the one who provides. It's God who provides." And they would say, "We don't really believe in God. Who is this God?" And he would explain to them about the God who's the God of everyone, who can't be seen. And if they wouldn't want to pray and thank Hashem, he would say, "All right, if you don't believe in God, then you should pay for your meal." And he would give them a bill. And he was proving his point that if we believe in one God for all, then what's mine is not really mine. It's meant to be used and to help others. And that's the way he encouraged people to be kinder and hospitable. Just a few miles away, about 20 miles away, there was the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. We know their story. They would not allow any guest, and it was a death sentence for anybody who would bring in guests. So it wasn't that common to have guests and to have an open house in that area, in that neighborhood. It's important to Judaism, and it taught us a very important lesson about how to behave and how to act, and how our Judaism sees the mission and purpose of life. At Chabad, the Jewish Center, we also have many celebrations and many meals together as a community. Most of our prayer services, our classes, have an element of food where people could nourish their souls and nourish their body. And as we have recently, we've opened up our deli for a few pop-up delis, and we're excited to announce that Rabbi Shmuel will be opening the deli on a regular basis, weekly, on Wednesday and Thursday. So you're invited to enjoy some of the delicious food, the kosher food, the environment, to nourish your soul and to nourish your body. Visit ManhattanAvenueDeli.com for more information, for the details, for Wednesday and Thursday. This Friday night we're going to have a very special guest who's going to be joining us for dinner. This past Sunday we marked Kristallnacht, Saturday and Sunday, November 9th and 10th, 1938, when the Nazis orchestrated a horrible pogrom which was seen as the beginning of the atrocities of the Holocaust. Gerhard Mashkowski, who lives in Santa Fe, he was 99 years old. He was a boy of 13 when his synagogue was ransacked and went up in flames. And he's going to share some of that story of that experience of Kristallnacht 1938. I hope you could join us. Visit santafejcc.com to sign up, and may we continue having an open house and sharing our hospitality with the world. Shabbat Shalom.